Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. This is Tuesday. This is the Q&A where you guys ask me questions and I try to answer them as best as I can. Okay. It feels really weird for me right now because my headphones aren't working, and so I can't really hear myself in the headphones. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Um, I zeroed them down to 20 questions. I didn't choose every question because some questions I answered already. I don't put "Are you going to channel this person?" questions into the Q&A anymore. I'll answer the questions that I didn't answer on recording through the comments, okay? Um, I'll try to. All right? Um, if I don't answer the question in the comments, then maybe try to pose the question again, and I'll see if it could get into the Q&A for the next one, okay? Um, Everything is for entertainment purposes and informational purposes only. Everything I say here is alleged, okay? And in the comments. All right, so let's just jump into it. Why not? Oh, yes. If you want a personal reading, you can click in the more, you could click the more link at the bottom of this video in the description, okay? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you could just email me moonlightenergy15@gmail.com, okay? All right, so let's get started. Okay. Number one, first question is by Ebony Samurai 85. Hello. Okay, it says there are reports that the REPUBS of the North Carolina Supreme Court is trying to steal that election that Allison Riggs won legit back in November. 60,000 votes could be illegally discarded. That's so crazy. Will they succeed in stealing this? Okay. Let's see here. All right. Let's first use the pendulum, then I'll pull some cards. Allison Riggs. Okay. All right. Okay. Will the Republican Supreme Court in North Carolina reverse Allison Riggs' election win? Will they reverse Allison Riggs' election win? Will they reverse Allison Riggs' election win? So swinging no, pretty heavily. Okay, clear the center. Okay. Let's see. Ask one more question. Shoot. Will Allison Riggs keep her election win? Will Allison Riggs keep her seat? Okay, saying yes. guys are saying yes, yes. Okay. All right, so let's see. Allison Riggs. What happened here? Just gonna pull 3 or 4 cards. Allison Riggs energy. Oop. Jeez, this wants to come out. Well, there's Allison Riggs, King of Wands. There she is. Judgment. Three of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. Overall outcome. Overall outcome. These two came out. Ace of Wands, Two of Cups. Okay. King of Wands. Judgment. Three of Swords. 10 of Pentacles. Overall outcome with the Ace of Wands and Two of Cups. She'll be fine. She'll be alright. She'll keep her, her seat. It looks like there'll be some attempts, like you said, with the Three of Swords here. But the Ten of Pentacles, first of all, she's fighting this. The King of Wands here. Judgment here is them trying to, I think, partway trying to reevaluate things. Is this the Supreme Court? I'm not sure. Let me quickly ask. I'm not sure. You know, sometimes when I start recording and I'll pull cards, sometimes it takes me a good couple of minutes to get into the groove of it. Does the Judgment card represent the North Carolina Supreme Court in this reading? Does the Judgment card represent? Yes. Okay, yes. Because this feels like this is her energy here. And it feels like reevaluation. Okay. Right? And it feels like they're looking at this. They're trying. They're trying. I don't know why, though. They're trying, well, I shouldn't have said I don't know why. We know why. The Republicans, with it, trying to use the courts to reverse this, what the people chose. Okay? And this is it feels like anxiety surrounding this. Three of Swords, or it could be this. What was your question again? Okay. Yeah. It feels like they're trying to reevaluate something. and this anxiety surrounding it. This, this Three of Swords here. Um, or it could be, okay, it's finally coming to me. Bear with me, guys. But it feels like this is them attempting something, trying to reevaluate things, but it doesn't. It fails. This is their failure. Okay, let's see. Does the Three of Swords in this reading represent Republicans' failure? Does the Three of Swords in this reading represent Republican failure? Okay, swinging, yes. Clear the center. I'm going to ask one more time. Does the Three of Swords in this reading represent Republican failure? Does the Three of Swords in this reading? Yep. Okay. And this Ten of Pentacles here is her securing, the failure. After their failure, Ten of Pentacles is her legacy, long-term security is secured here with the Ten of Pentacles. The vote stays, and the overall outcome is the Ace of Wands. This is for Allison Riggs, guys, okay? Ace of Wands and Two of Cups is the overall outcome. People supporting her, perhaps. Two of Cups, balance, harmony. Ace of Wands, that, it's always a yes. She'll be okay. Inspired action, new opportunity, she'll keep her position. They won't succeed. That's what it feels like. I don't feel delays. I don't feel. Okay. Question 2. Question number 2. Fish School 11. Will you please read on Mr. Teal and his energy and what's to come? I'm very concerned as one of the CEOs he's invested in was just awarded $1 billion in U.S. military. Of course. Branches and special ops. They provide military drones, aviation weapons. It's all about money. It's so annoying. Underwater vehicles and subs, and SW for remote use. You can see where this is heading. Yeah, Fish School, I can. Well, please repeat it till his energy. Sure, I could do an update for him, Mr. Creepy. I saw this video. Was an article. I never know. I can't remember. But it was about his plan to have a dystopian America. I could see that. He's not. He is a cretin. He is. I'm just gonna. I would like to read on him again. Actually, probably do that Friday. But I'm just pull 2 cards. To get an idea of what the energy is. Okay. Well, that's a good idea to read on him. I feel before I was like, I'm not looking at him anymore, but why not, Ten of Swords on the bottom. I saw you. Nope, need to shuffle some more. I'm gonna do the other deck. I don't want his energy on that deck. Okay. Peter Teal. Top of Wands came out. He's so creepy. He's so. Woo, he's creep. He is. There is. Mm-mm. There's nothing good about him. Interesting that the Eight of Cups would be in reverse there. Star. Queen of Wands. He's protected. Seven of Wands. The Star. Queen of Wands. He's done a lot of weird, creepy things. Not, he's, as you could see, all of this stuff behind him, darkness, he gets protected through the greed and the total annihilation he wants for our country. You know what I see? Well, it's for him. It's like I see he has this idea of like if all resources are sucked dry, then the people will have to turn to us. That's what I kind of see in his energy. It's very dark. It's very dark. It's very dark. And I'm not saying that to scare anyone. I mean, I'm sure we all well know. But let's see. Let's see what the energy says now. Will Peter Thiel be successful? Will he be successful in what he plans for our country? Okay, I'm saying no. I don't think so either. I don't think so either. But he, the Star here, the Queen of Wands, there's a power, there's an energy behind him now. But that can't last. My guides are saying like that can't really last. I'm gonna read more. I'm gonna read more on this fish school, okay, on Friday. But yeah, this is crazy, crazy. Okay, number 3. Gail R5480. Hi Kim, does F-45 have a plan to attack Iran in the near future? Will this attack be carried out or stopped? Thank you. Okay. Will Donald Trump attack Iran? Will Donald Trump attack Iran? Will Donald Trump attack Iran? Iran. Saying maybe. Okay. Not out of the realm of possibility. Maybe. Number 4. Karen P8. Karen NDPQ8WW. when you channel someone who is still on the earthly plane and they answer your question, do they actually know about it while going through their normal day? Just curious as to how it works. Does a physical body know? No, they don't. If I'm channeling their higher self, their higher, their higher subconscious, I don't think they know. They're like physical selves. It's there's someone that I channel. Sometimes they'll come in my dreams. If I'm in their energy a lot, and this person in particular visits my dreams. It's their higher selves, and I had channeled to them, and I was like, "Why are you always in my dreams?" And they were like, "I don't know. You seem interesting." So, and that's only if I like really touch on their energy. And again, I'm no expert. I'm learning. I'm still learning what this all means and how this all goes. But no, they don't know. You know, I would assume like if I was to run into someone, that wouldn't be possible. But maybe there'd be some familiar they have a familiarity. Words. I cannot speak. Words have been very hard for the past 2 weeks for me. Maybe I'll seem familiar to them, or maybe it depends on the person. If they themselves have, a higher intuition, I think it depends. Okay. All right. Number 4. Nope. Number 5. Gray Raven Tarots. Will California leave the United States? Why do I keep saying that? Will they leave the U.S.? Is that a rumor? Is that what people are saying? Bless you, Scooter. Is that what people are saying? I don't. Well, let's ask first. All right. Okay. Let's see. Will California leave the United States? 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 Saying no. Clear the center. You know what I kind of see? What I kind of sense for the United States as a whole. I kind of sense, I'm not making a prediction, but in the energy, the future. I mean, not in our time. Not in my time, anyway. If they don't change, the United States doesn't change, and I mean a complete overhaul, then there won't be a United States. I know that sounds like, oh, what do you mean by that? But I just kind of feel like they'll break apart in territories. And not like, I'm not saying like tomorrow or next year or 4 years from now, but I mean like maybe being generous, like the next 100 years. Not being generous, I say the next 30 years, the next 50 years, 20 years. I could see that if it's not a complete overhaul, which I think will happen, which I think can happen, there won't be a United States of America. I don't know. That's what I sense. I kind of see that in the future. Okay? But no, California's not going anywhere for now. All right, number 6. Number 6, Miss Michelle J. 5217. If America has the best, most expensive military in the world, why can't they take the traitor in the Oval Office out? The biggest threat to national security is Donald Trump. It is making me crazy. I feel you, Michelle. I feel you. You are correct. So let's kind of look at the President of the United States is in command of the military. He is the commander in chief, right? Under the Constitution that he doesn't follow. I mean, I'm using the word president loosely as the position. He's in charge of the military. And from what I understand, it's like I'm not well versed in it, okay? But it's very difficult. It would have to be, I don't even know. I know, from what my guys tell me, it's like whatever will happen will be out of our imagination and beyond what we know of the Constitution. But then I'm like, on the other hand, I'm like, but America's so obsessed with, so-called so obsessed with tradition and process. At what point will we have to get to where we just throw out the playbook? I don't see that. I see it happening. I do see that, but I don't see how. Still, it's like a little bit clearer and closer because the energy is so heavy, but it's very complicated. And when I channeled Jimmy Carter, it was like he was looking at everything like I was looking at everything. He was just like, whew, they're going to have to figure that one out, but it has to be fixed urgently. He was like he was implying because there's so many complexities to, you got the Supreme Court. Is this upside down? Yes, I grabbed the deck wrong. It's what avenue would they take? It kind of feels like when you look up the Constitution and the commander in chief, and can the military even arrest a sitting president? It kind of looks like the answer is complex, and the answer is more of a no. But there also seems like there isn't an answer. As as I do research, with the understanding of what I'm being told, that a playbook will be thrown out. So this thing you're looking at is not even, it's doesn't even matter what you're reading, you know? So I can't really answer that question. I think as we look at the energy now and where we are, it's a process. He is in charge of the military. He, and then, what I've been told about people who are there solely to protect the Constitution. I can't imagine how that. I can't answer your question because I'm at a space where I'm not imagining anything or saying it should happen this way or it needs to happen this way or it can't happen this way because the Constitution state. I don't know. Jimmy Carter said this is an unprecedented, unique situation, and I tend to believe him. Okay. I'm observing everything. I'm like, I don't know. I know something will happen. How? Couldn't tell you. I choose not to stress myself out about it. Sometimes, Michelle, I do. I'm like, this is nuts. Sometimes I'll be like, someone got to say the truth. Someone needs to say something. But I do think things are changing. I feel we are at the brink. Okay, number 7. Oxford 17. Will Donald Trump declare martial law if the protests continue and grow, even if they remain peaceful? Okay. Will Donald... Okay, let's wait. This energy is ready and roaring and ready to go. Will Donald Trump declare martial law against protesters? Will Donald Trump declare martial law against protesters? Clear to center, please. Will Donald Trump declare martial law against peaceful protesters? Okay, swing a heavy no both. Okay, that would be disastrous for him. And I don't think he could just do that. I don't think he can without the backing of Congress. That would be terrible. A terrible idea. He would want to, because he wants to be a dictator so badly. He wants that power. But for now, the energy says no. Okay, could it change? Possibly. We're at a very unpredictable stage of this of right now. We're at a we are we're in the crisis point, the height of it. I feel. Number 8. S-Way 1665. Could you please read on safety for transgender individuals in the next year? Do they need to move out of the U.S.? In light of the executive order issued Thursday, that those who help trans folks transition, even socially, can and will be prosecuted. If I read it right, it doesn't just say trans kids or put time limits on this. It could apply to adults too. I don't know if that's true about the adults. I'm not sure if that's true. Trying not to overreact, but transgender is a real, yeah. Yeah. This is beyond scary. It's a thing that, yes, I will read on that. I feel as though I need more time to read on that. We'll pull cards now, but um, you have to look at it as also words. Um, you have to look at it. We want to take these things seriously. 1 and 2. Also, I want you guys to remember he signs these executive orders. And while it is serious, and there are a lot of people, a lot of vulnerable people who are at risk. Um, he if he just signs he's doing all of this. He's signing all these executive orders, right? Because he knows a lot of what he is trying to put into place is unconstitutional and won't go through. A lot of it, most of it is junk. Okay. But yeah, we still have to be aware of and be concerned. But I believe that what I know is that we have to look at this, how individual states respond. There's so many advocacy groups who will fight this, I'm sure, who will sue and take this to court, that this is unconstitutional. Um, but I will read further on this. Do I think people need to pick up and move? No, because you have things here like, for the most part, trans kids and their parents are the ones who decide whether something like that could happen. Okay, and for the most part, the change and the shift I've seen and I have worked with children who are transgendered, um, and worked with parents who struggled with that and got them to a place where they understand what is happening. For the most part, parents support, and then you have those who don't, who want to control, and it's about them. It's not about their child and their ownership they think they have. But that's a whole other thing. I'm getting off topic, but we have to look at it individually. We have to, I think, be well informed of what's going to happen with this executive order first before, you know, and understanding okay, so what are the next steps? But I'll ask your question. My guides are saying no. Like, they're adamantly saying this is, even though there's still, even without Donald Trump signing an executive order, there's still so many barriers, in individual states. But it's so, people will find ways for this to be protected. Okay, let's see here. Do transgender individuals need to leave the United States for safety? Where would they go? I'm saying no. Clear to center. Will transgender rights be protected overall? Okay, I'm saying yes. I just don't see. I just don't see it. I say get well informed about what's going on there for your sake, so you know what is the truth and what isn't. How you process this information, because he does this. He signs all these executive orders, and everybody starts like panicking. And I understand it's very scary, but know what he signs them because he knows he can't go through the law. He can't go through Congress. He doesn't want to. Um, but it's not that I'm not worried. I don't feel worried, quite honestly, but it's like, it's not that I'm not saying don't be concerned, because we always have to be aware and concerned. But I feel like this will be fought tooth and nail. Okay? There's a lot of protection, there's a lot of advocacy groups. This will be swung through the courts. All right, number 9, DM3133. Will the NSA people that were fired get their jobs back soon? Rumor is Laura Loomer said they weren't. Oh gosh, loyal to Trump. I just can't. So she had them fired. I just can't. I don't know if that's true. I don't pay much attention to rumors or anything, but let's see if they'll get their jobs back. Will the employees from the NSA The employees who were fired from the NSA, will they receive their jobs back? Saying no. Hard no. Number 10. 7G Campa. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you. Will Trump have his military parade or will it be stopped? He is planning to have it on his birthday. When is his birthday? I don't even know. I know he's a Gemini. Okay. Will Donald Trump be able to have his military parade? Will Donald Trump be able to have his military parade? Saying no. Why not? Can you give me a reason as to why not? He wants to be a dictator so bad. He's so annoying. Military parade. Like, give me... Please, make this stop. Oh, goodness. Knight of Pentacles is on the bottom. 5 of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. Money, that's why. 5 of Swords. People, no. No. For what reason? For his birthday? No one wants that. It's just really much like a living nightmare where it feels so like a dream and so surreal. But no, they don't. That won't be approved. You can never say never because everything is so unpredictable now, but no, I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening at all. I don't even see that as a possibility. Okay. Molly A. Molly Anna B. Will Netanyahu the Israeli government and the IDF be held accountable for their actions? Will Palestinians finally have peace? That is a question that I'm not sure I could answer. Will they finally have peace? I feel like no one has peace. I feel like the people who want peace, actual real peace, no one has it. No one. It's another place that needs to be stripped. Everything needs to be overhauled. What's the question again? Netanyahu. Well, Netanyahu finally received consequences for his actions, for his war crimes. Well, he's saying maybe. I know he is wanted. He's a wanted man, but it's saying maybe. Okay. It's a very complex question that I don't think I can answer with just a pendulum or pull cards in 5 minutes. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot. I think this situation is deeply complex, and I think there are people who want peace overall, and will they get it? Everyone who is in power would need to be removed and held accountable so peace could reign for everyone. Okay. Next question. Number 12. Tau Barb 1. Will the international and U.S. market manipulation via tariff and other measures, along with movements of key treasury functions to private hands, be the last shoe to drop that finally has the world courts charging several, including 45, Elon Teal and other, with things like international financial fraud, racketeering, and similar outrageous charges? Let's see, will the world courts charge thieving billionaires? Will the world courts charge thieving billionaires? No. Nope. No. Elon Musk is in a lot of trouble. I could tell you that. He is in the danger zone. He's not doing okay. He won't be okay. He will get in trouble. He is look at the most recent news stories on him. As for the others, I don't think so. Sometimes sometimes people, looking at it this way I'm about to look at it is when someone has some usefulness, when they have billions and billions of dollars, they are untouchable. Is the reality of the world. And like I said, Peter Thiel is protected. Will it be forever? Probably not. Let's see. Let's look at Elon. Let's see if the energy has changed for him. Will Elon Musk be arrested? Oh, Elon must be arrested. Yeah. You need the right kind of person to actually go after these people. Someone who has integrity. Someone who genuinely cares, and that's why they got rid of Kamala. Because they knew she was the real deal. And they don't want her. So here we are for now. Okay, number 13. Nina H6273. Just wondering what your family thinks of your YouTube channel, you being an empath, and how you're using your gifts. Also, can you channel Moses one day? I can channel Moses. I will do that. Man, Moses was another one. It's another one. Anyway, how my family feels about what they think of my YouTube channel. They're fine with it. I mean, as I've said in the past, I'm very private. I'm just weird. Uh, it's a Scorpio thing, I think. My sisters know I have a YouTube channel. A few, I think, like maybe one other person knows in my family. I don't want them in my business. There's certain parts of me that I like to keep to myself. But they're fine with it. They know I have a channel. They don't know. I'm just strange with stuff with like this. I'm just private with certain things, certain interests I have. I like to keep it to myself. Not reading cards. They know they know I have gifts and they have their own too. But in terms of like my YouTube, um, they know I have a YouTube. Do they watch it? One of my sisters, I won't give her the channel name or nothing. Because she's just annoying. She would be in the comments being annoying. And so, and I mean that in a loving, it's not that I believe my sister is annoying, but she would be in the comments with y'all. She would be in the comments, and especially if someone's rude, she's a Scorpio also. That's why, we're really close. I'm close to all my sisters. Um, but she's the same way too with being private. It's a Scorpio thing. So, but she really wants to know what's going on with my channel, and I won't tell her or show her the name or anything. Okay? So yeah, that's fine. They know that I do it. They respect that my other sister, I don't care if she looks cuz she's just, she's chill. Um my oldest sister, she respects that I don't want her to see, you know. We respect each other's, we have boundaries with each other, and when I was little, not so much, but as adults, yes. Okay? All right. Okay, number 14. 𝐀𝐬𝐭𝐫. Mm, could you speak on the energy shifts that have happened since then and now? Has a timeline for the reveal and switch, move forward or backwards. If things did get pushed back, what caused that to happen? Man, things have shifted and changed so many times. Since November, I saw this in September. You said you've watched my videos since November, so I'm sure you saw the very, very first one I made when I talked about those tweets, the cards I pulled for the election results back in September, and what I saw. They would cheat and block her, and it would be a long, arduous road to her sitting. And I didn't think we would be here in this way. I didn't misinterpret the cards, but my imagination of how that it would just be like, oh, a day or two, or, them denying her, or, she would win and they would try to fight it and stuff like that. But here we are. And how has the energy shifted? The surefire feeling that something will come out before an inauguration, that didn't happen because something shifted. I could speak to right now. Something will happen before fall. We will not, I feel like, go into the fall time unless something shifts again. But what I do feel now is we are on the brink. We are. We are. We are in a tough, um, energy-wise, energetically, it feels horrible. I feel okay. So like when I'm looking at emotions, and when I say I feel horrible, I mean I'm feeling the energy, you know. Um, but because I think people are tired, people are confused, but it's shifting though. Each week is, and I mean I'm looking at it from a viewpoint of this administration and what they're doing, and the impact it is having on people. Um, I do. It's bad in terms of what they're doing. And it's like, how much more can y'all do? How much more can you not care? And it's not that I'm expecting you to, but it's a little bit. It's like a reverse anarchy. How much more can you do to your citizens or people who are just trying to survive life? How much more can you do to them? And so that's what I mean, where it's like terrible. In the physical world, energetically, where it's just like a lot for us as a society to have to bear witness to and/or experience. Um, so there, it's we're at the brink here, and we're in the worst part of it. It, in terms of a wave, it's not crashed yet. It's cresting higher and higher. It's a tsunami at this point. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's just, it's my demeanor. It's my Buddha laugh, okay? But uh, above that, moving from the physical, right? And the surrealness and like looking at it like, whoa, this is a nightmare. When we go above that, what I do see is as a collective, and just the U.S. alone, let's look at, when I pull cards, I see the shift. It's a subconscious thing that is happening now. And we are all changing how we are responding to this terribleness. I could see it. I could see it in people's um, demeanor. I could feel the energy. No one wants to talk about what's. It's like I could feel going back down. It's like I feel people people's anxiety and people almost not even wanting to talk about the Trump administration with each other. Moving up, though, going back to what I was saying. So, subconsciously, I feel that we are becoming smarter in how we are taking in information and building our resilience and strength up, and still being concerned, but also like, who are you? What? No, we're not taking this. Pushing back and saying, absolutely not. Having more hope. People taking care of themselves. People being more intentional on how they are taking care of themselves, despite just their own life stressors. Okay, so outside just this, what we're, what we're dealing with here in our country with this government, there's a big shift happening, and it's painful, but it's happening. We're becoming smarter and wiser with all of this. Okay, and so in terms of how this is happening, or how this will end, or if we're getting closer to something coming out, I can't answer that. I will say that we're not going into the fall, because things are cooking up so rapidly. Next week is the 3rd week of April, and things are moving quickly. And so I won't tell you what space you need to be in, but I will say that the space that I am in is where I'm sort of just like observing everything. And I can't lie and say that sometimes I'm just like, what the heck is this? This is, but I'm in a place of knowing, of like, I know this will end, but I have no idea how, and I won't guess how anymore. I'm not doing that. You know? It's not important to me anymore. It's not that I don't care, but I'm just like, I have to hold space for other things. I have to hold space for other things. Okay? Number 13, Nina H6273. Hi, Kim. Just wondering what your family thinks of. Did I breathe? Oh, yeah, I just read that. I'm sorry. I'm on, actually, not 13. I'm on 15. Will the GOP come together and work with the DEMS to stop the tariff trade war? Let's see. Will the GOP come together with the DEMS and stop the tariff trade war? The GOP come together. Saying yes. Swinging it hard, yes. Interesting. It's swinging so hard. Okay, Clayton Center. Okay. The answer is yes, they will. Why? Let's see. Let's see if they can tell me why. Show me why. I'm just going to pull 3 cards. Nine of Cups is on the front. So World, Page of Cups, and Ace of Cups. Eight of Swords, King of Cups in reverse, Eight of Swords. Oh, let's pull that too. Why not? Well, because it's gonna affect them too. They're gonna see how bad it's gonna get, and if they're, the world. I feel like this is their collective. Their constituents here are going to be. I'm telling you, it's us. They're not going to be able to pull the wool over their eyes. I'm not talking about MAGA. I'm talking, like those in red states. So, they're not going to be able to pull the wool. People are going to be angry. They're going to be in jeopardy. All this terrible stuff. Sometimes my guys will say, this needs to happen. And they say, like, they say, Kimberly, this needs to happen because they have gone too far and they need real consequences on people showing them you can't do this to people. You can't do this to people's lives. They've been able to push and push and push and do so much. Even with failure. They failed so much as well. The GOP. They don't know how to govern. They don't know how to implement. But yet they keep winning and getting in these seats again and again and again. But they're going to feel trapped in some way because you keep pushing the people to the brink. They're going to have to give in and do something. Be forced into, bipartisan. Actually do your job. All right. Number 16. Lucas D. 9361. I've noticed Donald Trump takes weekly trips and was wondering if he is getting medical treatments while he is out as a public eye. Okay. Let's see. He just doesn't like to do anything. He doesn't want to be president. Is Donald Trump taking weekly trips for medical reasons? Is he taking weekly trips for medical reasons? It is saying yes. Energy is very strong right now. It's swinging heavy, so it's swinging yes so heavily. See that? Okay, clear the center. Is Donald Trump being treated for an illness? Is Donald Trump being treated for an illness? It says yes. Like, he didn't share his medical records. Like, all the things they just let him get through is like, why? Because y'all care about process, but does it really matter at the end of the day? I know people like that just like, I'm not going to do it. And they get away with it. It's crazy. Let's see what's wrong with him. Look, the Empress is on the bottom there. So show me what's wrong. All these cards came out. Oh, we have Four of Swords, Eight of Cups in reverse, Four of Swords. Eight of Cups in reverse. Four of Swords here is you need a rest. You're like burnt out and stuff. And if you're sick, it's almost like they're trying to figure out what's wrong with you. Eight of Cups in reverse. Page of Cups. Three of Pentacles. This must be... Three of Pentacles is also trying to, they're trying to figure out, or experiments, medical treatments, okay? Secret medical. Three of Pentacles is doing things in secret. Hangman. Trying to slow something. Two of Swords. They may not even know exactly. Judgment. With that cross there on that shield. Yeah, it says yeah. Yep. Hangman, they're trying to figure something out. That all those... It can't turn back with the Eight of Cups in reverse. Can't go back. Can't go forward, rather. Can't go forward. Because he doesn't listen. And now he has to... I see evaluations, medical tests, people trying to collaborate to figure out treatments, the right kind of treatments with Judgment, Two of Swords, and Three of Pentacles up in here. Page of Cups is like, I feel like this Page of Cups here, he's like, oh, these treatments are helping me, I'll be fine. Like he's still, there's some denial with, this feels serious. The Two of Swords here, mental restriction. Something with, maybe something neurological, or, I'm not diagnosed, I'm not a doctor, but yeah, the answer is yes. I don't know why he thinks well, I ain't gonna say that. Let me not say that. Okay. Number 17. Will America have an interim president? Let's see. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Bear with me, guys. I have to answer this quick thing. Okay. Will there be an interim president? Let's see. Will there be an interim president? Will there be an interim president? Will there be an interim president? Saying maybe. Maybe. Okay, 𝐞𝐻 Center. Let's see. Will Donald Trump still be the President of the United States in September? Will Donald Trump still be the sitting President of the United States in September? Saying no. Okay. Maybe. That's why Jimmy Carter said it's very confusing. It's a lot to get to figure out. Okay. Number 18. Will this whole thing be the start of the overhaul of the government? Indigo Corner. I'm sorry, the number 17 was 𝐞𝐩 will. And number 18 is the Indigo Corner. Dr. Ken, hello, guys. Go over there and subscribe. We share a spirit guide, Mami Wata. Please go over there, the Indigo Corner. All right, let's see. Will there be a complete overhaul of the government, of the U.S. government? Will there be a complete overhaul of the U.S. government? Saying yes. Clear the center. Will this happen in the next year? Saying no. And that will take forever. Clear the center. Will this happen in the next 5 years? Will this happen in the next 5 years? Will this happen in the next 5 years? It's saying yes. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I do see that. I feel as though that is the only way things will truly change. What does a complete overhaul look like? Seating a new Congress, maybe? I don't know. I couldn't imagine how that would happen. It doesn't happen overnight, but I do see a lot of our processes being challenged, changed, or discarded. That I do see in our lifetime. In our lifetime. Okay. All right. Number 19. 1619 SJT. The last video when we heard your sisters, I think I heard you say that they didn't know what you were doing. They didn't know I was recording. That's what I meant. Was I hearing, being that your black family was in the church, what was their reaction when you started your spiritual journey? I'm a black woman. I could tell you that when my black family saw that I like to read horror books, they had a fit. Yeah, they don't like that. They do know. Do you give them readings? Have you channeled your own past family members? I don't. I have not. I do not like. I don't. They visit me without me having to channel them. My past family members. But yeah, they know. They know that I read tarot cards. My sisters grew up in the church, but they don't go. They're not. One of my sisters is religious, but she's not like super. You know, we can't listen to secular. She's not like, none of them are like that. My dad was like that with them in the past. But not for long. He wasn't like that for too long. It got too much. But no, my family knows that I read cards. They ask me to read for them. They request readings all the time. They're fine with it. My father, he for some reason, when I got heavy into this, he for some reason thought that I I didn't believe in God. I'd given him a gift. It was the Lord's Prayer. And he was like, "Oh, I'm glad that you still believe." So he's a Christian. My dad, he goes to church every Sunday, but he doesn't judge. I think he's older, he's expanded, so he's not like that's the devil or nothing like that. My family's cool. They're fine with it. Those who know, those who I feel comfortable, sharing with, those who I've done readings and, they ask for readings every now and again. It's all good. But I get it. It's every family member, but I stay away from those. I know not to share those parts of myself with those kind of family members. Out of respect. Okay, number 20. Uh Joni R 54. Is it Donald Trump's intent to deliberately manipulate the stock market by using tariff threats to do so? It's him and a bunch of other. I feel as though he doesn't know anything. He's not intelligent and he's just being told to do these things. I don't want to take the heat off of him. He bears responsibility, but what was the question? Is it Donald Trump's intent to deliberately manipulate the stock market? Is it Donald Trump's intent? Yeah. I mean, yeah, you don't need a pendulum for that. I'm it feels as though they want us bald and begging. Okay? It feels as though they want us crawling on our knees. that's what it that's what I sense. Some of them, that they want to drain us dry because the last 4 years have been good for the economy and people have been working and making money and saving money and they had to pay more taxes and now they have to 2025 it's enacted. And so um, we have to bear the brunt of it. For how long? I don't know. Let's see. Will the trade war be stopped? Will the trade war be stopped? Okay, clear the center. Will there be a complete collapse in the U.S. economy? Will there be a complete collapse? Maybe. Okay. Could go either way. My guy said maybe. It's before it starts swinging, maybe. I heard him saying maybe. Okay. Um, you know, will this be his downfall? Let's see. Will the tariff war be Donald Trump's downfall? Will the tariff war be Donald Trump's downfall? Will it be his downfall? Will it be his downfall? It's saying yes and maybe. It is swinging between yes and maybe because, um, like I saw in his reading for this week, the beginning of the week, like I said, he doesn't care. Like if if someone is telling him justice came out at the beginning of the week, and that could have been the Supreme Court ruling. Um, but it's like even though he won that ruling, it's almost saying like that's a ding, you know? Because as you move further through the week, it's Tuesday now. As you move further through the week, there was a lot of things happening in terms of his legacy and how people, his reputation, and not good stuff. So that could be a part of it. He's going to see, because he has this ability to ignore reality so well, he's mastered that, that he's going to see, um, he's not going to understand people's reaction to this, him destroying the economy, quite possibly. He's going to be confused, I see, with him. He's not doing well. His energy is even weaker. Um, so he's not okay. He's not okay. And what I can tell you guys is, um, what I can tell you about the energy is that we are. I was just listening to what my guys were saying. That's why I was quiet. But we are like on the edge of change, and these people who are like Kamala and all the people that we're looking at will play a role in something, and um, it just feels. It feels as though more and more people are being pushed through a wormhole into the other side. But what I'm trying to say and what I'm understanding is that um, we're here now. We're like, and we're in the we're almost in the worst part of it, okay? And so this is a time where you need to really um, take care of yourselves, okay? I'm not saying this is like something horrible will happen. I'm just saying that energetically, um, be prepared for yourselves in the shift that will occur when you become consciously aware of it. Right now, it's happened weeks ago, but we're not aware of it. Some of us, rather, aren't aware of it yet. Those of you who will be more aware of it, you will see, and you'll be like, wow, you'll be like, oh, my reaction to this is different than the last time. Okay? So just give this space and room for that to happen, meaning take care of yourselves. Okay? Okay, so that's it. We got through it. I will see you guys tomorrow for Let's Chat. I'm changing the format a little bit. Um, I want to try something different for Let's Chat. I'm going to do pick a card readings in Let's Chat to where we're more interactive with each other. So, meaning you could, meaning I will do readings, general readings, okay, that um, could resonate with you guys. For example, like what do your spirit guides want you to know? What does your future hold? What gifts are coming to you? Not all of those tomorrow, but just as an example, the kind of pick a card readings that I'd like to start doing during Let's Chat. Okay? So I will see you guys tomorrow. Please visit me tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.